Hello grumpy golfers, I hope you are all well and welcome to another episode of A Golfer's Ramblings. And as the title suggests, I'm going to talk about putting woes and my putting woes. And I'm sure all of you are putting woes at some point. Now, anyone that's followed me knows I've struggled with my putting for a long time. And I've had one putter, didn't get on with it. Had another putter, didn't get on with it. And another, didn't get on with it. At one point I had sort of like 5 or 6 putters and kept swapping, which obviously wasn't helping me any. And I always thought it was the putter's problem, it wasn't my problem, until sort of the start of this year, end of last year, I had a putting lesson. Of course, it was absolutely nothing to do with the putter. But what wasn't helping me is the fact that I didn't have a consistent putter as well. The fact that I kept changing the putter wasn't helping me sort of get set in my swing and the pace. And obviously with the change in weight, you never get in the pace of the putts. So first thing I did after my lesson was literally shit can 4 putters. Best thing I ever did. And I got one putter. Granted, I am toying with changing it, but that's by the by. It will be swapped, and there will still only be one putter. But that's a long process. That's not anything that's going to happen soon. So yeah, I got rid of 4 putters, and I got myself down to 1 putter. Now, have I seen improvements? Yes. I've seen my putting stats not reduce massively, but they've reduced. Okay. Now, I set a goal at the end of the year, and I think it was 32 putts per round. I want to get to by the end of the year. I'm currently sat at 33.1, which was around 36.2 at the start of the year. So they're coming down, and I'm nearly where I want to be. Now, what is that down to? Is that down to the putting lesson? Well, not really. Well, yeah, it is. It is partially down to the putting lesson because it's put me in the right positions that I need to be in. But what's massively helped is getting it down to one putter, because I'm now confident in the way the putter feels. I'm confident in the weight of the putter. When it's in my hands, I know how it's going to perform off the face. I've got that consistency, and that's the key word when it comes to putting. Consistency. Now, obviously, those of you that follow me will see I've put a couple of Get Better with Grumpy vlogs up regarding putting drills that I do that have obviously helped me improve my game, and they genuinely have helped me improve. My pace putting is very, very good at the moment, and as I say, my 3 putts have massively reduced. If you look at the last putting drill that I put up to reduce your 3 putt percentage, that is a really, really strong drill that will help you reduce your 3 putts. Now, but what you're going to find is if you're constantly changing your putter, constantly changing your putting grip, again, something I toyed with to the point I changed grip halfway through a round once. I mean, what's that going to help? That's not going to do anything. It's not going to make me put any better. It's just going to mask a problem, which it did. But yeah, so if you get 1 stroke, 1 putter, and 1 grip, and you stick with it, obviously you need to toy around a little bit until you find the putter that feels nice, and the grip and the stroke and so on. But when you get it, genuinely stick with it, and you go through your bad patches. Don't change the putter. Go through the bad patches with that 1 putter, and I assure you, you'll come out of it and you'll be a much, much better putter and much more confident putter. Now, again, it goes back to the mental side of the game. I don't stand on a green now, any green, anywhere on the green. If the putter is in my hand, I don't think I'm going to 3-putt. Even if I'm putting from just off the green, I still think I'm going to get it down in 2. Even if it's a 40-foot putt, where the percentage of hole in that 40-foot putt is around 80 to 90%, against me, obviously, I'm still confident that I will hold that putt. You know, I won't, but I will leave it inside 4 foot, and I'll make a 2-putt. That's for damn sure. You know, so we all go through the same issues with putting, I believe anyway. You know, a lot of people I speak to, a lot of people I play with, they have the same sort of problems. They swap the putter a lot, change length, change weights, change grips, and that is one thing I have just done. I've just swapped the grip on mine from a thin grip to a fatter grip, and it whilst it hasn't made any difference in my actual putting performance, confidence-wise and comfort-wise, it just feels better in my hand. But again, it's not a massive change. It's a change to the grip rather than the whole putter itself. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to putting, guys, it is a love affair, and you've got to stick at it. You've got to work at it. You can't keep swapping and changing, otherwise you're never going to get that consistent feel. You're never going to know how the ball's going to come off a putter face. If you're swapping your putters all the time, you got no hope. I mean, I used to swap between a milled face and an inserted face, and when I hit the milled face, the ball used to fly off it. I'm thinking, what's going on there? But then I'm thinking, it's lighter, it's got a hard face, I'm probably swinging it faster, even though it doesn't feel like I'm swinging it faster. And then I'll swap back to something with an insert and think, well, why is that short? Exactly the opposite reasons of why the milled one is way past. So that's massively important when it comes down to our putting troubles. It's consistency, and it's not just consistency around the putter itself. It's consistency around the stroke, around the grip. Don't make too many changes, you know, unless you're having lessons and they're changes that you need to make. But definitely don't be swapping the putters unless you go for a putter fitting and it turns out yours is completely wrong for you. You know, for me, I need something with a big MOI. I use a Spider Tour Black at the moment, which is, you know, it's a big MOI. I've got a blade, or had a blade. Can't put with it because I can't keep the face square on a bladed putter. I just can't. And another stat that I read, sort of, I can't quote it because it's, you know, it's not in my head, but it's literally X amount of degrees open or closed at impact, and it's showing the distance you are left and right over a certain distance is scandalous. I mean, 3 feet up to 3 degrees, you're going to hold it. 3 degrees open or closed, you'll hold it. But as soon as you go outside that 3 degrees, 3 feet, anything up 3 degrees, you're missing. And 3 degrees is marginal. You know, it's nothing. So if you're messing with your putter, literally you may have a putter that automatically sits 1, 2, 3 degrees open. And if you think that's square and it's not, because it's new to you, you're missing putts. But then you think, oh, I'm a bad putter. It's not that you're a bad putter, it's just not you. You're not adjusting to the putter you're using because you're not consistent with it and you're not using it long enough. And that's what I've found. My putter, I believe, sits around 2 degrees open, 2 or 3 degrees open. And I used to wonder why I was either missing things really badly right or pulling everything left. This is obviously straight away after my setup, after I had my lesson with a setup. Turns out my putter face is open, and that's how it comes from the shop. They all come open, or this particular model does. So I now know how to set up. I now know where the ball's going to go and how it's going to react off the face and da. But that only comes with consistency and keeping to one putter. So yeah, just a little bit of a ramble around putting wise, well, specifically mine, but I'm pretty sure most of us go through the same sort of things. And as I say, take the lesson side out of the equation, because putting lessons can be expensive depending on how deep you want to go into it. You know, I'm lucky in the sense I've got a good friend who's a PGO pro, looks after me. But as I say, take the lesson out of it. Just simply by sticking to one putter, you'll make improvements because you'll get used to how that feels. Yeah, it's like wearing in a pair of shoes. Once the wore in, the comfortable. Putting is exactly the same. Yeah. So give it a go, guys. If you've got a load of putters, just don't necessarily sell them, bin them off, whatever, but commit to doing one season with one putter, and I promise you, you will see improvements in your putting. 100%. Try it, genuinely try it, and let me know how you get on. Guys, just a short one today, so thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, give the video a thumbs up, give it a little comment, and let me know how your putting's going. Take care, guys. See you soon.